I just lightly place it in. I have ground ginger, allspice, cloves, whole cumin, black pepper, sage, ground mustard, and oregano, and here a little bit of salt. And this is just what I use for my birria, but you can use however you would like to use it. This is just the way that I do it. So here are my chilies for my birria. I have 2 ancho chilies. I have 4 chili guajillos, and then I have 2 chili pasilla. And this is just the chilies I like to use. I really love the flavor of all these chilies together. It really brings out a great birria. And I just soak them in really hot water. I let them boil and get softened. And I'm going to take all the veins and stems off of them, and I'm going to take all the seeds out of them. And then I'm going to put them in the blender for my next step. I'm going to add a piece of onion. I'm going to add some garlic in here. Not that much garlic. I'm just going to put a wee bit more because you really want garlic in here. This is just the garlic that I had on hand. If you have whole garlic, I would use about 3 cloves of garlic. And now I'm just going to add all of my spices that I already told you all that I have over here into the blender. So I just put everything in there, and I'm going to add the chilies. So here are all my chilies inside of my blender. I'm going to add vinegar to this, and then I will add water. I'm just going to put about that much vinegar to right here, and then I'm going to fill it up to right about here of water because you want it to be very liquidy so that it can cover all of you. So here's my meat. I just cut it up into pieces about this big. You can leave it in big pieces because you're going to cook it for so long that it's just going to fall apart and it's going to be shredded meat, so it really doesn't matter. And then there's my sauce all blended up. As you can see, it's quite a lot. I've made this much right here because it's just for me and my family, and I already know that it's going to give me leftovers, and I really didn't want to make too much where we couldn't eat it all. So all I'm going to do is pour my sauce over my meat. I'm going to get all the sauce out of the blender. I am going to put the foil over this, cover this. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for the rest of the night. Tomorrow at about 11 o'clock, I'm going to go ahead and put this into a crock pot because that's how I cook my birria, because it's very easy to cook it like that, and that's how I'm going to do it. So as you guys can really see, all you really have to do is just get all your ingredients together and put everything into your blender, and you pretty much have your recipe made. The traditional way to make birria is either to cook it on top of the stove in a pot and make it kind of like a soupy consistency, or to cook it in the oven. I choose to cook it in the crock pot because if I let it go all day, it makes the meat very tender, very juicy, and very delicious, and that's just how I like it. Yeah, so I will come back to you guys tomorrow. I'm not done with that. So I will come back to you guys tomorrow when I'm ready to put my meat and stuff inside the crock pot just to show you, but I'm just going to put it inside the crock pot, and that's all I'm going to do. So tomorrow, you guys. Bye. So here is my meat in my sauce, my birria, and this was from last night. As you guys can see, I just let it marinate all night long, and it's pretty thick now, and as you can see, I had it all covered. Oh, it smells delicious. So all I'm going to do now to cook it is just dump it literally inside my crock pot. That's all I'm going to do is just dump it in there, and I'm going to scrape out this sauce. So now I have the meat inside my crock pot, and I added no water, I added no salt, I added nothing to it, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on, I'm going to say 6 hours. If you want to go longer and slower, you can do it more. If you don't have a lot of time, you can put it on for 4. If you have a job and you have to go to work early in the morning, you could put this in here. Literally, that took me like 2 seconds to put it in here and let it cook, and by the time you get home, you will have dinner already. So I will show you guys whenever this is done cooking and we're about to eat. Hi guys, sorry that I didn't get a chance to take a video whenever I was dishing out the food, but here's how I serve my birria. This is just how I like to eat it. This is not the traditional way to eat it. I put cheddar cheese on mine because that's what I like, and a corn tortilla. You can use flour, you can use homemade. This is what I had. And as you can see, there is the steak with the sauce, which is called birria. Here's how my son eats his, the same way. I only had one because I am on a diet. So if you just portion out your food, of course you can probably eat pretty much whatever you want to eat as long as it's in a rightful portion. Today has been a crazy day. I had soccer till very late with my daughter, so that's why we just getting home now, and I didn't have a chance to show you guys the ending, but I just let it cook in the slow cooker like I said, and yeah. As soon as I was ready to eat it, I just put it on a warm tortilla and I just put a little bit of cheese on it. If you want to do it the traditional way, you would put onion and cilantro, and I also did a little bit of lemon or lime. I use a lime, and yeah, it's delicious. Is it good?